After 50, our next question is 19th question. This is a dependent sources. So already I said what is meaning of dependent sources. These dependent sources completely depends upon the independent sources. Already independent sources, symbols and everything we discussed. So previous questions. Here a dependent source in the sense it completely depends upon the independent sources. So here we have 4 different types of dependent sources. Simply we are taking one current source. So by using that current source we can control the voltage or current. Same thing, we are taking one voltage source. By using that voltage source we are controlling either voltage or a current. So it's mean for our current source we have 2 diagrams, and for voltage source we have 2 diagrams. So you remember an ideal independent source is an active element in which source quantity is controlled by another voltage or a current. Dependent sources are usually designated by diamond shape. So already previous case also I have said what is the difference between symbols of independent sources and dependent sources. Dependence, whenever we can get a dependent source, in the sense dependent source D indicates with a diamond. So diamond also having a first letter is D, and dependent word also contains D letter. So this D letter and that D letter you have to remember blindly. Dependent source whenever you are getting in the sense, so you have to mention in diamond shape. Either that one is a current source or a voltage source, whatever it may be. You have to blindly mention that symbol with diamond shape only. Okay. So this is a very easy whenever you can understand the logic here. Voltage control voltage source. So here you remember source is a voltage. Source is a voltage. This source is controlled the voltage. Okay. So source you have to mention left hand side always. If any case the source will come, either that one is a voltage or a current, that source you have to mention it left hand side. So you remember voltage source, no? That's why I have mentioned voltage B here. Okay. And which one is controlled? This source, voltage is controlled. Okay. That's why right hand side I have mentioned voltage again. So difference between this voltage and this voltage I have mentioned 1. Okay. So you have to take VA also, not a issue, or otherwise VC also not a issue. Voltage control, whatever it may be the letter, you have to take it here. So but there is a difference between a source voltage and this control voltage. Okay. And constants are common for all 4 types. You remember here also constant is there, and here also constant is there, and in current controlling also there is a constant and there is a constant. Okay. You remember here also voltage source, that's why I have mentioned voltage source at left hand side, and this voltage source control the current, that's why right hand side I have mentioned current. So I have mentioned I1, or otherwise you have to take I suffix C, also not a issue. So constant K is common for all, you remember that. And same here, voltage control current source is a current, that's why I have mentioned left hand side current. So this current is controlled voltage, that's why I have mentioned V1, because here also I have taken voltage is controlled voltage is V1, that's why I have mentioned here controlled voltage V1. Okay. And here also same, current source, I have taken current source left hand side I, and this current source control the current, that's why I have mentioned I1, or otherwise you have to take it IC also, not a issue, because I have taken here current control current is I1, that's why here also I have taken current control is I1. So this is the 19th question.